Hello everyone. Today I will tell you a story. The story is titled, By and the Very Ordinary Moments of Life and Quote. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you appreciate me. You can skip this if you don't and oppose. Like this video. Thank you very much. The story begins as follows. Bai was not a heroic dog. He didn't save people from burning buildings, didn't perform clever tricks on command, and certainly didn't look majestic in photos. His ears were never perfectly straight, his tail wagged a little sideways, and his fur always seemed slightly messy, no matter how often I brushed it. But Bai was excellent at one thing, being there. Every morning began the same way. Before my alarm rang, before the city outside fully woke up, I would hear a soft sound near my bed, Bai's breathing. Slow, steady, warm. Sometimes he would sigh in his sleep, as if dreaming about running, but deciding halfway through that running could wait. When I finally opened my eyes, Bai was already awake. He didn't jump or bark. He just looked at me, head resting on the floor, eyes calm and patient, as if he had all the time in the world. That look always said the same thing. I'm here, whenever you're ready. I would sit up, stretch, and Bai would stand too, matching my movement exactly, like a quiet shadow. When I walked to the kitchen, he followed. When I stopped to wash my face, he waited outside the bathroom door. Nothing dramatic happened. No big conversations. No life-changing events. Just a human and a dog moving through a normal morning together. While I made coffee, Bai lay on the cool floor tiles, occasionally rolling onto his back for no reason at all. Sometimes he stared at dust floating in the sunlight, as if it were the most fascinating thing in the world. Other times, he watched me, eyes soft, tail gently tapping the floor whenever I glanced his way. Those mornings taught me something I didn't realize at the time. Bai didn't rush. He didn't demand attention. He didn't need everything to be exciting. He simply existed with me. And in a world that constantly pushed me to hurry, to plan, to worry, that quiet companionship felt like a small but powerful kind of peace. Afternoons were Bai's favorite time, though nothing special ever happened then either. The house became quieter after lunch. The sunlight shifted. The noises from outside softened. This was the hour when Bai chose his spot carefully, near enough to me, but never in the way. If I worked at my desk, Bai lay under it, his body stretched out just far enough that my feet would sometimes brush against his fur. If I moved my chair, he adjusted too, never annoyed, never startled. Sometimes I spoke to him without thinking. I'm tired today. I don't know if I'm doing this right. Everything feels a bit heavy. Bai never answered, of course, but his ears would twitch. His breathing stayed steady, and somehow that was enough. On difficult days, I noticed something strange. Bai waited more. If I stared at my screen for too long, he would lift his head and look at me. Not impatiently, not worried, just aware. When I finally stood up, he followed immediately, as if that moment had been his signal all along. When I sat on the floor, Bai sat with me. When I stayed silent, Bai stayed quiet. When I laughed at something silly, Bai wagged his tail as if laughter itself were contagious. Bai didn't try to fix my problems. He didn't distract me from them. He simply shared the space where they existed. That was when I realized something important. Animals don't love us for who we should be. They love us for who we are right now. In those ordinary afternoons, Bai taught me how to wait without frustration, how to be present without expectation. He reminded me that sometimes, the most meaningful support doesn't come with words or solutions. It comes with quiet loyalty. In the evenings, when the lights grew softer and the day finally slowed down, Bai curled up near me again. Nothing grand marked the end of our day. No ceremonies. No milestones. Just the familiar rhythm of breathing, the comfort of shared silence, and the sense that we had made it through another ordinary day together. Looking at Bai, I began to understand how much animals give us without asking for anything complicated in return. They offer presence, patience, and unconditional acceptance. In today's fast-moving world, where people often feel unseen and unheard, animals remind us of the power of simple connection. From Bai, we can learn to slow down and notice small moments. We can learn to listen without interrupting, to support without judgment, and to love without conditions. Applying this to our lives means treating others, both humans and animals, with more kindness, respect, and understanding. It means valuing companionship over productivity and presence over perfection. When we care for animals, we practice empathy in its purest form. And when we carry that empathy into our relationships with people, we create a kinder, more balanced world. Like Bai taught me, a good life isn't made of extraordinary moments. It's made of ordinary ones, shared with love.